Greetings and salutations everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel here on Geo's Not Fleek XXOX. I really like this jumper, but I'm now realising that this necklace doesn't really go with it, so I'm kind of not loving it. But this is a necklace that I never take off because it's like a string one, so it don't irritate my neck at all. So yeah, so that's sorted now. I just tucked it behind, I haven't actually took it off, it's still there. So now the illusion's gone, so I should probably just shut up. Right, here we go. Today I wanted to do a bit of a fandom tag, but I've kind of, I've looked at other fandom tags and took questions from there, but I've also conjured up some questions in my own mind that I feel like people might want to know, Yeah. So, without further ado, first question is, what fandoms am I part of? Now, there are a lot of fandoms I am part of, so this is not going to be easy to roll off the top of my tongue, but to kick it off, Death Note, Doctor Who, Harry Potter, which you guys know I am a massive fan of of Harry Potter, because I started a series, haven't gotten around to filming another video yet, called Harry Potter Corner, which I film on a sofa that I make to look Harry Potter-ish. Because I have a wand, I haven't worn my cloak yet, because I remember I filmed it just before I had my cloak. And I have my Harry Potter blanket and have my little hedgewig. I'm sorry if you can hear the helicopter flying around my house, don't know what's going on. Can someone do a drug deal somewhere else, please? Great. So yeah, that is that. And also, I love Doctor Who because I've done my 3 episodes of Let's Talk About Doctor Who on this channel also, which you love. For my 3rd episode, I cried for the whole episode. That was literally the goal of that episode, was just to get me crying, so people could understand how deep I go for my fandoms, right? Just putting it out there. So I'm also part of other fandoms like Divergent, Maze Runner, Percy Jackson, Green Lantern, musicals in general, just every single musical you could possibly think of, I'm so in for. MCR, Panic at the Disco, Sherlock, definitely top. 5 Seconds of Summer, R5, the Driver era, because they're separate from R5 now. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. Oh, there's this fandom that non people part of, the Manifest fandom, so in, yes. I'm also, can you seriously go away? So annoying. There's just generally loads of fandoms that I'm part of, so obviously my main ones are Harry Potter and Doctor Who. They're the ones that I am invested in. Can you see my dog? How rude. Cool. So yeah, those are the main fandoms that I am part of, but there are so many other ones I'm part of. I'm really into plays, as everybody knows, things like that. The second question I am going to answer is, what is my OTP? Now, I think I've talked about OTPs before on my channel. My OTP is 100% definitely Tan and Rose and Doctor Who. Definitely ship it forever, never gonna die, right? They are always gonna be my OTP, and as long as I live, they are my OGs. They are the originals. They were the people I grew up with, right? I am not even kidding, right? But then at the same time, kind of ship Light and Misa forever. Bless my soul. Always in my heart. Please, just put them together. I know it's all over, but just do it, because Misa deserves it. She deserves it. I ship them so hard. I know I shouldn't, but I do. It's been healthy. I think they're my current ones. But yeah, that's my OTP. So I'm gonna go through my main fandoms, not including anime, because that is an in-depth topic to talk about, quite literally. So I'm going to be talking about Harry Potter. So I'm going to say which is my favourite movie, which is going to be really hard. And I'm also going to talk about Doctor Who and Sherlock, because they're probably my mains. So, in Doctor Who, I'll talk about that first because it's probably the easiest one. Doctor Who, because I do a lot of in-depth videos on that. Everybody knows my favourite episode of all time is the Doomsday episode. It always has been, always will be. But I also like the Pompeii episode, and I also like just anything, like all of the episodes with John Barrowman in, honestly, so heartedly, like, yes, he's doing it right. And just everything about John Barrowman is beautiful, and you have to appreciate him in all his daddiness and his beautiful glory. Yes, please. Hello. I'm sorry, but just putting it out there. But then obviously you have Mr. Tennant, who, again, daddy, hi, how's it going? Yes. Like, you can't get any better than those two people. I'm sorry. Yes, you can, because you have so many people. So many people. Andrew Lincoln? Yes. Okay. Robert Downey Jr.? Yes. Okay. Moving on. We're gonna move on. Yes. So they are kind of people who I am slightly obsessed with. But yeah, I was going on about episodes. So anything with John Barrowman in, anything with them two together, David Tennant and John Barrowman. Yes, please. I'm down. So up for that. Into it. Yes. Just do it. The Doomsday episode, by far the best. Just putting it out there. So I think for Harry Potter, as much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna have to say my favourite movie is The Philosopher's Stone, just because it's the first one and it started all the magic and all the craziness and all the beautifulness. I think it just has to be. Like, there's no way to avoid it. But yeah. And then I think for Sherlock, it's gonna have to be the last episode. Yeah, definitely the last episode. Cried my eyes out. Literally, just streaming. Not very hard for me. I'm an emotional kid. Do it all the time. Cry way too much. It's unhealthy. But it happens. We live. And then finally, I also want to talk about character breakdowns and sidekicks. Now, this isn't just about Doctor Who, don't worry, because there are sidekicks I want to go into. Please fly around another area. Seriously. I also want to talk about people like Harley Quinn, because I'm into Marvel and DC. That's another, like, fandom I forgot to mention. Marvel and DC. Yes. So, my biggest obsession of a female character is definitely Misa from Death Note and Harley Quinn from the Batman series. I just have a very deep obsession with her. Now, I'm not talking about the new Harley Quinn, the one in the Suicide Squad. No, I'm talking about cartoon Harley Quinn, you know, happy anniversary Harley Quinn, you know, that kind of era. You know, I don't want to sing the song because I am not doing a Bronx accent, not tonight, no honeyboos. That's for another time. Kind of want to do it though. That's really sad. I don't know. No, don't cringe yourself out, Georgia. It's not worth it. Don't cringe people out. Nobody wants that. So, Also, I really, really love Misa just for everything she is. I think she's just so sweet, but yet she's only doing it because she wants Light Yagami to appreciate her for all she is. And I really like the way she she's just a little sweetie pie. And nobody gets it. Nobody understands my obsession for this girl. I went to I think it's a store called That's Entertainment. I don't know if it's a chain thing, but I went to one in Weston-super-Mare, the best shop in the world, just being out there. And I was looking at posters, and the poster I have and the poster I wanted is not the same. I have a poster and it's just like it's got Light Yagami in the center, Misa above him, then Ryuk, then L, and just all the other characters behind him. And then that's the poster I got, but that's just because the poster I wanted would be really weird for people who came into my room. It was just a massive picture of Misa because I have such an obsession with her. I just think she's the dang cutest thing in the world, and I just want to wrap her up in a box and carry her around because she's just so cute. And nobody gets it, nobody understands my obsession, but it is an obsession I have. Like, I can't help it. I'm just like, she's so cute. Now, obviously, I also need to talk about the Doctor Who sidekicks. So, because David Tennant is my favourite sidekick, my favourite Doctor, everybody automatically assumes that my favourite sidekick is Rose. But it's not. It's Dr. Donna. Dr. Donna. She was the best. For me, she's only one of the sidekicks that stood up against the Doctor and questioned his madness. She kind of said, like, are you sure? Is that going to work? I don't think it's going to work. And she, like, ultimately saved his life, ultimately. And, you know, there's not many sidekicks that do that. Like, you have, like, the people who are bold, like Rose. She had a couple of bold moments, but that's because it was pure love. She loved him. Whereas for Donna, it was more of a love-hate relationship. In the end, like, when she has to go back, you kind of see that kind of, she knows she has to kind of, like, leave. We get that. Like, she's like, I don't want to go. I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with you. But not like that. It was just pure friendship, and that's what I loved about that bond they had. It was friendship, and it wasn't this disgusting lovesick love. But at the same time, I say that, but I am lovesick. But sometimes it's nice to have that comedy in it. For a series that can at sometimes be quite serious and have unintentional messages. So there's, like, I can't remember what it's called, but it was an episode and it was all about depression. And that itself, for me, was, like, such a serious thing. But then it's nice to then have episodes, like, with Donna, because they're funny. Although they're still serious, she brings the element of the funny in. And I love it because you don't put her and David Tennant together. And I remember when she does her own shows. I can't remember what it was called. She was in school. I think it was a Children in Need episode. And he was in it. And they just had loads of Doctor Who innuendos in it, and it was just so funny. Like, you'd only get it if you were a Doctor Who fan, but it was just so good. I was like, yes! Now, a lot of people have been asking me, what do I think about the female Doctor? Ultimately, I think she's really cool. However, I think it's changed the show. Not necessarily in a bad way. I like her. I think she's amazing. I think Jodie is doing an amazing thing. But, hear me out, it's not the normal Doctor Who that we're kind of used to. But I guess because it's not David Tennant, because it's not... I guess each time there's a new Doctor, the series changes a little bit. I mean, I feel like David Tennant's episodes were a lot more serious than Matt Smith's sometimes. And then Peter Capaldi was very kind of serious again. And I think Christopher Eccleston was kind of a little bit less serious as well. But I don't know whether that's just because of his Geordie accent. I can't take that seriously. But yeah, I just think it's great. I think it's, like, I like Jodie. I think she's doing a great job. And I love it. I sometimes I forget I'm watching Doctor Who. Like, I'm invested in it, like I am with Doctor Who. And it is still Doctor Who, I know that. But I don't feel like I'm watching it. It's like when I was watching Class, I didn't feel like I was watching something that was related to Doctor Who. Although it was, it totally was, and you can totally understand why and how. I personally just didn't feel that Doctor Who connection. And like, oh my god, can we discuss the TARDIS? The TARDIS is bloody beautiful, and so is her sonic screwdriver. Dying to buy that, by the way. So into it. Obsessed. Beautiful. Crafty work, Jodie, I applaud you. Handmade, brilliant. Yeah, your TARDIS is beautiful, by the way, if you're watching this. No, you're not. But we can hope and pray that one day, maybe, you will watch it. You're doing it right. You're doing it so right. Like, you are how I would picture a female Doctor, and it's the year of the woman, and women are great, and yay, feminists, yay. I don't know, it's weird, because I like it. I do like it. I miss David. I think I'm just a bit smitten with David, and it's always going to be that way. But I started off watching Christopher, so I always say David's my Doctor, because he is the reason I fell in love with Doctor Who. However, I started with Christopher, so Christopher is my Doctor. And not many people say that. You have to start with 9, you have to. 9 is the best, because he started it. Which I don't get, how? Because you just wouldn't put him next to Tom Baker and, you know, the greats, the OGs. You wouldn't put him next to him, but he goes down in history. He played the Doctor. I think having that on your resume, your acting resume, is pretty cool. I was the Doctor. I'd love to be able to, I just spat, ew. I'd love to be able to put that on a piece of paper. I was the Doctor. Although in my own mind I was, because I wrote this thing called Doctor Who the Musical. It was stupid, but it was for an exam, and our thing was called Voyage of Discovery. This is all about time travel and going on an adventure. And I just thought, oh, Doctor Who, and we had to have every element of performing in there. So we had dances, we had songs, singing, acting. It was all going off. We loved it. I'm pretty sure nobody loved it but me. I was like in my own little fangirl element. I was like, yes, this is the best thing in the world for me. Like, seriously. And the names were so weird. I think one of the people was called Finn. I was like, why? Why am I doing this to people? Like, I actually hated it so much. But it was fun. It was fun. I can't. Jesus, I love it. Love it. It's fine though. We live. So yeah, I low-key enjoyed filming this video of just chatting about fandoms. I know it wasn't really a fandom tag, and I just kind of went on about Doctor Who for a long time. I know that, but I guess I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe by hitting that big red lovely subscribe button. Did you know that when you press that, the colour changes? If you didn't, you should probably go check it out, because I think it's really cool that that happens. But yeah, so yeah, make sure you give it a good thumbing by hitting that like button, because we like a good like, and we also like friends on this channel, so let's try and get me to 200. We'd love that. Let's just get me somewhere, guys. Let's get the ball rolling. Come and subscribe. Show me some love and appreciation. I try. I don't know, I hate myself right now. Ew.